Hello and welcome to South Bay Sports Radio. Here's your host, Nick Ingram.
I'm here with Palos Verdes coach Guy Gardner. Coach, we're in another semifinal. It feels like over the last 15, 16, 17 years, this has been a destination for this team. But to be here again this year, how would you describe the season so far?
Learning, trying to figure some things out, and very very fortunate we still are learning. But yeah, it's gone pretty fast, which is crazy, but feeling like we're still just trying to get better.
Fast is a very interesting way to describe it. You saw Edison early in the season, and they are your next opponent. The familiarity between the programs, how would you describe that?
How would I describe the familiarity? Yeah, I mean, I think we both know a lot about each other, and I think we did before we even, played this year. Edison's just Edison. I mean, they're just a strong program as usual, and great team. And so we can watch, and we will, all the film we want, but they're still going to be big, physical, fast. That's not going to change, and they're going to come after us on Fridays. And they're, they'd probably even say so too. They're even a better football team than they were. They were a good football team then, but I think they're getting better all the time.
Friday's game against Dana Hills, 4 turnovers, some really big plays when your team needed them to. I know there was a fumble recovery at the end of the first half that kept Dana Hills off the board. And then, of course, the interception return for the touchdown. And then Dabe's blocked PAT. For the defense to step up when you needed them to the most, how big was that, not only for that unit, but for the entire team?
Oh, it's huge. It's huge. This is the ultimate team sport, right? And so especially, I mean, every game, I think that the defense wins championships, wins whatever. I think that's true. And they win big games too. And that definitely helped us. And especially when it's raining, and points are hard to come by. So that was huge. I think Coach Neal and Coach Davis do a great job on that side of the ball, getting us prepared. And I think the kids, they went out there and played as hard as they could and tried to follow that plan.
I think last week we talked about offensive line and the trenches needing to have big games. How critical is it going to be again against a team like Edison, knowing, like we talked about, they've got size on the line, they've got size in not only in their linebacking core and in the secondary?
A huge challenge, right? Huge challenge. So yeah, critical for sure, but just a giant challenge for us because, like you said, they got size, physicality, speed. They got all those things. So yeah, we got a challenge in front of us for sure.
Expecting rain again on Friday, another game at home under the lights. One of the biggest things that I think I had hit on early in the season was special teams. How crucial is it going to be for that unit to take care of what it needs to come Friday night?
Also huge, right? All 3 phases of the game, in any game, but especially as you move on, and in challenging weather. And you saw that kind of play out last week, and I'm sure with football games, all around Southern Cal last week. So, from the snap to the kick to just handling the ball, the holder, the punter, just there's all sorts of things, right, that have to happen that you have to take care of. So it's super critical. I mean, all part of the kicking game. But there's a lot of people handling the ball in those phases, right? And so if it's coming down, you just got to do the best you can.
That is Coach Guy Gardner, Palos Verdes High. Thank you, Coach, very much.
Thank you, Nick. Thanks for always covering local teams here and doing what you do. Appreciate it.
Thank you. All right, there's a stop button on your screen. You can just hit that button.